the last part of this chapter is on troubleshooting ACL. ACL may cause some errors to your network because your router are supposed to route packets, but ACL works the opposite. It is supposed to drop packets. So if you configure your ACL wrongly, you may start to see abnormal errors in your network. So how do we troubleshoot this error caused by ACL that have been configured wrongly? So show command normally will review most of the common ACL problems. So the common errors is like you enter the ACL in the wrong order, or your ACL criteria of the rules are applying wrongly. Okay, let's look at some of the common errors. Okay, the first one, this host 192.168.10.10, which is here PC1, cannot telnet to PC3. Okay, let's look at the ACL that's supposed to do that. Okay, in this ACL, okay, you're supposed to deny TCP packets from 192.168.10 network because the wildcard is 0.0.0.255 to any networks. That means any PC from this network, okay, will not be able to send TCP packets to any networks. Okay, the second one is supposed to do this. Okay, supposed to allow telnet from 192.168.10 network to any networks. Okay, is equal to the destination port telnet. Okay, but PC1 is unable to do that. Okay, why is it so? Okay, for those who are sharp enough, you will notice that it's because the first rule already denied the telnet packets. Because okay, when the telnet packets come, okay, let's say the telnet packet arrive, okay, the telnet packets already have the host IP address is 192.168.10. Okay, let's look at the telnet packet. Okay, a telnet packet, okay, the source IP address. Source IP is 192.168.10.10. Okay, the destination IP, okay, is any, so we don't really have to care about what is the destination IP. Source port, what is the source port used by PC1? It's actually a random port number, so we don't really have to matter. The destination port is telnet, so this is port 23, telnet. Okay, this packet satisfied both the first rule and the second rule. Okay, and because this was indicated as a first rule inside this ACL, so this rule apply first. Okay, so the second rule will not have any effect. So what does the first rule say? So if this packet matches the first rule, the packet will be dropped. So the second rule will not have any impact. The ACL will immediately drop the packet without evaluating the second rule. Okay, to resolve this problem, we will have to swap the order of the rules. Okay, make sure that this rule number 2 go in front of rule number 1. Then PC1 will be able to telnet to PC3. Okay, let's look at the second problem. Okay, the second problem, okay, again relates to this network, 192.168.10 network. Cannot TFTP to the PC3 network, 192.168.30 networks. Okay, look, we have two deny statement. The first deny statement deny telnet packets. The second deny statement deny SNTP packets. Okay, the last one is to permit all other TCP packets from any source to any destination. So this rule obviously is only trying to deny the telnet and the SNTP packet. Okay, SNTP is a simple mail transfer protocol. It's for transferring email. Okay, so TFTP is not included in these two protocol. So TFTP by right should be permitted by the third statement, but still is being denied. Okay, why is it so? Okay, it's because for the third statement, it only permits TCP packet, whereas TFTP is actually a UDP packet. Okay, so this means that there's actually a final, okay, if you remember the implicit deny any rules, the final rule of all the ACL is a deny IP any. So all other packet, including this TFTP packet, will be dropped by this implicit, which is the hidden rule at the end of every ACL. Okay, so if you want to allow all other packet, you should change this to IP instead of TCP. Okay, so that's for problem number 2. Let's look at problem number 3. Okay, problem number 3, the 192.168.10 network again can telnet to PC3. Okay, the 192.168.30 network, but this connection should not be allowed. Okay, looking at the ACL, which we are trying to deny the telnet. Okay, we have a deny telnet here. Okay, so by right, the first rule should deny this. Okay, should deny this connection. But why is it being allowed? Okay, if you look closer at this rule, okay, the telnet port is actually indicated as a source port. Okay, anything in the destination port is empty. So destination port we don't check. We only check the source port. So we are denying, okay, all the TCP packet where the source port is equals to port 23. Okay, which is the telnet port. Okay, but when we are trying to apply this ACL here, the packets going in here. Okay, PC1 send out the telnet packet. Okay, we look closely at this telnet packet. Okay, in this telnet packet, there's a source IP, destination IP, source port, and destination port. Okay, source IP apparently is of course belongs to this, so this will be your source IP. Okay, destination IP will be some IP address inside the port 30 network, so this is the destination IP. Okay, what is the source port? Okay, let's say PC1 is trying to telnet to PC3. What port will PC1 use? PC1 will use a random port number. Okay, because PC1 is a client. If you learn from TCP/IP module, a client will open a random port number. So your source port will be a random number. Okay, and the random number is normally a number that is more than 1023. Okay, what is the destination port? Okay, when PC1 tries to telnet to PC, for example PC3, okay, if PC3 allowed telnet, its port 23 should be open because port 23 is the well-known port for telnet. Okay, so the destination port should be port 23. Okay, but if you look at the rules, the rule is checking for packet where the source port is port 23. It's checking for source port. It's not checking for destination port. So when this packet pass to R1, R1 try to match this rule. This packet doesn't match this rule. So you move on to the second rule. Okay, the second rule is about SMTP. Obviously, this packet will also not match. Then you pass on to the third rule. The third rule will allow all other packets to pass through. That's why PC1 is able to telnet to PC3. So to correct this error, you just remove this and instead put it here. Okay, put it equal to telnet. Okay, so this instead of deny TCP any equal telnet any, we'll put this behind. So it will be deny TCP any equal telnet. So this will tell the router check for the destination port. Do not check for the source port. Okay, let's look at the final problem. Okay, this will be an easier one. In this problem, host 10.10 can use telnet to 30.12, which is PC3. But this connection again should not be allowed. Okay, let's look at the ACL now. Okay, this is the rules that's supposed to block the telnet. So I'm going to deny 10, okay, PC1, okay, to telnet to any address. So I will not allow PC1 to telnet to any address. Okay, equal telnet. So this is put as a destination port. This is correct. Okay, the problem now is that PC1, the IP address is 10.10. But here I have a typo. I put it as 10.1. Okay, so that's why PC1, when he tried to telnet, the router evaluate this rule. This rule say 10.1. In the IP packet, okay, the source IP address is 10.10. It doesn't match the first rule. So you move on to the second rule, finally the third rule, okay, which permits this packet to pass through. Okay, So to correct these two, just change these to 10.10. Okay. So that's all for this chapter. Okay, it's a long chapter, and of course, it's an important chapter. So I hope you have learned a lot about ACL, and this will help you in your assignment.